welcome to Pelham, New Hampshire for your Bobcats taking on the number 2 seed Pelham Pythons. Alongside Mike Ullman, I'm Ben Cronin. Mike, Plymouth sitting here, obviously getting in with a 7 seed after their win last week against Sanborn, and they've drawn careful what you wish for game here against Pelham, and it's going to take a valiant effort here for the Bobcats this afternoon.
Yeah, it sure has been. Good to be here again in Pelham, calling this game with you. They've got all they can handle today against the number 2 seed here, the Pythons. Bobcats have ended their season on a good run, having some success. They were able to get a lot of extra reps in on offense last week against a not great Sanborn team. So hopefully they found something in that game that they can carry over here today. They're going to need it.
Yeah, and Bobcats coming in 5-4 record in the regular season, good enough to get them the 7 seed, like I just said, and Pelham coming in with a convincing 9-0 record on the regular season. And interesting fact, Mike, the last time Pelham lost a football game, I was sitting right about 10 feet to my right in a playoff game. In 2019 was the last time they lost, and Plymouth handed them a loss. They went to Division III, absolutely dominated, and they've been doing the same here. So I don't know if it's that extra little bit that they need to come out and fired up, but it looks like that Pelham's ready to play. Let's talk about Pelham a little bit, Mike. You got some stats on them. Obviously, a pretty balanced attack this season, but it's led by their All-State quarterback, Jake Travis.
Yeah, Pelham having a great year on the ground, especially, Ben. Jake Travis graduating this year, led the team to 6 touchdowns through the air and 10 rushing touchdowns himself. Again, ground-heavy offense. And, Ben, I can't say enough about how deep they are at the running back position. Their top 4 running backs all carry the ball at a 7 yards per carry clip, which is pretty unbelievable. Alex Carroll, who's also their top wide receiver, ripping off about 9 yards per carry. So they're very deep at all positions. Watching them warm up here, quarterbacks and the backup quarterback both have good arms. I expect them to come out and continue to probably run the ball to get going here. It's a little windy down here, not that much of a factor, but you wonder if they're going to run it a little bit more to get started.
Yeah, and let me paint you a picture for those of you at home. Mike and I are sitting at the top of the bleachers on the Pelham Pythons sideline, pretty exposed to this wind. It's a beautiful day down here in Pelham, but there is a little wind, so we apologize. We'll do the best we can on our end to do our best. We're sitting alongside Dan of Pemmy Baker TV, partnering here. We're the lone Plymouth faithful in the Pelham Python Snake
Right.
Pit, so we're gonna try to represent us well. So let's talk about Plymouth, Mike. Last week, their playoffs kind of started 2 weeks early against St. Thomas, got a good win, and then took care of business at Sanborn. So obviously not really much to lose here, kind of a year early with this young team. But let's talk about some keys to the game for Plymouth. Obviously, come in with low expectations. But obviously, as you know, it's the Plymouth way. They expect to compete here.
Yeah, they're going to come out and work as hard as they can, I'm sure. Coach Sanborn's got them as ready as they can be. It sounds like they're fairly healthy today. I think they're only short Tyler Madero's not suiting up today. There were some concerns or questions on some other players, but everyone else is in pads, so that's great to see. You've got a freshman quarterback starting the game for them. This is his biggest game, I would say, by far, Ben, and he's got a lot to prove. But again, like you said, I think expectations are fairly low. It's just not Plymouth's way to go in here and just lay over.
Yeah, and I know the Bobcats preseason were kind of a lot of question marks with lost a lot, and obviously this year kind of like I said, a year ahead. I think Coach Sanborn would have been pleased having any sort of postseason game, and here we are. They worked hard the last couple of weeks. It's been an up and down season, but they have a chance to really shake things up. Looking at the playoff picture, they're on the same side. Pelham drew the 2 seed. Belmont Guilford with the 1 seed came down to a points tiebreaker, but I think the coaching staff probably would have, and I know they would never say this, but probably would have wanted to play Belmont Guilford. I think it's a little bit better matchup. Pelham, those of you who don't know, are battle-tested. They played Souhegan and beat them earlier this year. So just to put things into perspective, we were pretty impressed with that Souhegan team, and this team took them down. They're physical, they run the football, and their defense is stout.
Yeah, they're not letting up a lot of points. I think the most amount of points they've given up this year was 20 or 21. I can't remember exactly, but they've pitched a few shutouts as well as keeping teams to like 7 or 14 points. So it's not just their offense that's dominating. I'm interested to see how the Bobcats come out and can compete against this defense.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have first quarter action, the coin toss, national anthem, all the good stuff here from Pelham, New Hampshire in the D2 football playoffs. You're listening to Bobcat Football on WPNH. Welcome back to Pelham, New Hampshire. Your Bobcats getting ready to take on the Pelham Pythons in a 7-2 playoff matchup here in Division II New Hampshire football. Alongside Mike Ullman, I'm Ben Cronin. Mike, 7 minutes left here till kickoff, so let's talk about what the Bobcats are going to have to do this afternoon to pull off this massive upset. Obviously, they understand the position they're in. What are some keys to the game if they're going to come on the road and upset the Pythons?
Ben, that's $1 million question, and we're going to have the national anthem here before we get too far into that answer.
Looks like they're lining up for it. We'll see, but
I think any second here they're going to probably kill the PA, and we'll get this thing going.
Real quick, you touched upon it. There were a couple of Bobcats that were kind of questionable. Medeiros not suited up, but a couple of guys, Will Foisey, VZ, Jake Sanborn, all in pads. Jake last week suffered an injury, back injury, but ended up coming out on the other end of it.
Yeah,
which is
that's huge that he's back. Just playing good, smart football, Ben, for the Bobcats, holding the ball, securing it. Hopefully they can create some turnovers and make have some good luck go their way.
And I know you'll talk about it too when we bring up keys to the game, but my concern on the outside looking in is whether Plymouth can control the clock. I just think that early on they need to do a good job kind of playing to their pace, because from what I can hear from the coaching staff is Pelham scores in bunches and often, and you can't allow them to get their hands on the football too much.
Yeah, once they get and perhaps it's very possible that they get up to a lead. It'd be huge if Plymouth could come out and hang some points on the board first. I think that might change the flow of the game a little bit and hopefully make Pelham a little nervous and have some more respect for them. But I think Pelham, you're looking at a confident team out there on the sideline. They were very loud, very boisterous during pregame. A lot of screaming and smashing their helmets together. They're ready to go. They're fired up. It seems to me that they remember that game from 2019, and they're out to draw some blood.
I think that, covering that game with Mike Sullivan, I called the game for many years. We were in a similar situation in the middle of the Pelham parents, and when I say the Pelham parents turned on the coaching staff quickly in the play calling, it was to the point where Mike and we've been in some pretty hostile situations, but we kind of just, kept a little ear on the crowd to hear what was going on and the angry mob, and Plymouth, that game, what they did was they just controlled the clock, and it became frustrating and walked out with the upset victory. And like I said, last time Pelham lost a football game. So a lot of these guys were freshmen or sophomores are now seniors, and I think one of the coaching staff said that it's just their senior leadership they have this year and the ability to spread the ball. Obviously, Plymouth becomes a little one-dimensional sometimes, just feeding Dylan Welch the ball. Everyone knows him in the state, so someone else has to step up.
Yeah, it's easier to defend a team when you know what they're going to do the majority of the time, and I think Plymouth will have a challenge facing a Pelham team that can throw it. We saw the pregame warm-ups. These guys can sling it, but they're also they're pretty big. I mean, I'm looking at some of these guys on the sideline. I haven't seen Pelham play. I didn't see any video, but I can tell you that just looking at the size of 44 over there, big Ethan Demmons, who leads the team in overall yardage, he's going to be tough to take down.
So we're going to pause. We're going to stay on the air for the national anthem. Then we'll bring the coin toss in action here from Pelham, New Hampshire.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's quarterfinal Division II football game featuring the Plymouth Bobcats and your Pelham Pythons. At this time, we ask if you all please rise and remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem.
Apologies for the long-awaited anthem. They actually had the band come out, march onto the field, and perform. So that I didn't see them gathering in the end zone, Mike. That's why it was a little bit.
Yeah, no, that was a nice treat.
Yeah, quick
Kids
key.
did a good job.
So let's talk about quick keys to the game for your Bobcats. Obviously, some pretty heavy underdogs on the road. I think that's no surprise to anyone that's followed the team with the young team. So what do you expect out of the Bobcats here and some keys to the game?
I think you already talked about it, Ben. I think that Coach Sanborn is going to try to keep Pelham offense off the field. We know that they're run heavy with Dylan Welch. They've got other guys going to run the ball. I think you're going to see them just try to control the clock and keep it in between the out-of-bounds lines. They are underdogs. Let's call it what it is. Hopefully they can play kind of loose and free, and everything is kind of gravy from here. So, maybe they just get freed up enough that they create some opportunities for themselves.
Captains for your Bobcats, Matt Cleary, Caden Sanborn, Dylan Welch, and Javon Cador out for the coin toss. For the Pelham Pythons, Jake Travis, the quarterback, Jake Cawthorn, the wide receiver, number 44, Ethan Demmons. I know personally Jake Travis and Jake Cawthorn from basketball. I know they're both tremendous athletes. Fun fact, Mike, they actually at one point started 5 kids for the Pythons basketball team, all named Jake.
That's amazing.
So they were very good. So, but good athletes here for the Pythons.
Good athletes typically transfer over to other sports and being good at them. So
and
at this level especially.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that they're 9-0.
Looks like the Bobcats are going to start off by receiving, Ben.
So looks like Bobcats are going to be receiving left to right on your radio dial. That's not anything new. Bobcats won the coin toss. They elected to receive. So. Getting ready to go here as the fans file in on our side. We are deep in the Python snake pit
right,
here.
Yeah, hopefully we're coming through okay and you can hear us. Like Ben said, we'll do our best on our end.
So here we go. First quarter action here from D2. Playoff football here as your Bobcats on the road at Pelham. First quarter is brought to you by Rand's Hardware. Get the price you need and the service you want. For the Bobcats, coming out to receive is going to be number 20, Gabe Keene. And obviously the do-it-all, number 27, Dylan Welch. Doing the kicking for the Pythons, once I get a number here, number 20, Antonio Furtado, the senior, doing the kicking. So historically, Mike, teams have just been kicking it over to Keene because they don't want Welch to get another touch. So I expect Keene to get this football here from Pelham, New Hampshire, Division II action, playoff football. Furtado looks to his right, to his left, and he trots to the ball, and here we go. The kick is going to be a low kick at Keene. Keene gets it at the 5. He's going to take it up the left side and makes a cut, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds right around the 28, so decent field position for the Bobcats.
Yeah, Ben, he actually did a really nice job of fielding that. It was kind of a low line drive kick that sort of skipped right into him. Luckily, it got a nice bounce. Fielded it pretty cleanly, and not a bad little return there.
So the question of the day is, will the Bobcats match up with the physicality that the Pythons feature on defense? Lowest points allowed in the division across the board, led by their DN, big number 72, Diego Jimenez, who is an absolute load up front. The Bobcats break the huddle. Luke Diamond, the sophomore quarterback, under center in a 2-back set. Matt Cleary and Dylan Welch, double tights. First play of the game is going to be a handoff up the right side to Welch. Welch tries to make a cut and ends up picking up about 4 yards on the play. So no surprise there. Welch getting the first touch of the game. Bobcats obviously anchored by Welch, who's over 1,000, about 1,200 yards on the year, second in the division in rushing behind that kid from Laconia who we saw. He was pretty impressive.
He was, yeah.
Second down and 8, ball at the 30 for the Bobcats. Diamond under center. This time handoff out the right side, and right away ball is out, and the Pythons recover. Ricky Lacoste on the fumble recovery, so...
Man, Ethan Demmons is going to be a problem today.
Yeah.
He was in that backfield in a half a second. I don't know what to say. He's obviously he does it on both ends, Ben.
Came on the linebacker blitz and jumped the snap count, and Demmons forces the fumble. Lacoste with the fumble recovery is going to be 1st and 10 Pythons from the Bobcat 29. Jake Travis under center in a 3-back set, sends a guy in motion, this time hands it to Demmons up the middle. First look at the big fella, and he is tackled by Zach Carter for a gain of about 3. So
yeah, it looked like he kind of ran into the back of his own player there, Ben.
Yeah, kind of. So the Pelham features a lot of motion of their wing backs in this kind of spread. It's a one-back set, Demons, and he's got a couple of up-backs that he sends in motion a lot. And he is a very capable runner, 9 rushing touchdowns on the year. Travis under center, a one-back set with Demons and an offset eye. This time, counter up the left side to Carroll. Carroll breaks a tackle and then is finally tackled by Ciotti. It's going to force third down. This would be a good answer for the Bobcats if they force a fourth down. We'll see if they can come up with a stop. So that time, Carroll with the run.
It looks like Carroll is probably their speed guy, Ben.
Yeah.
Just judging solely on his size. Carroll, a tall player.
Yeah,
long legs. I could see him getting loose, being a problem to track down.
Absolutely. Third down and 1. Ball at the 20 of the Bobcats. Here is Travis under center this time. Handoff to Carroll over the right side. Breaks a tackle. A flag down. And Ciotti with another tackle. It looks like in the area of holding. Yeah, they're going to get the Pythons for holding. So
that's a great call for Plymouth there. They needed that. It looked like he probably got the first down on that, Ben. It was close.
Yeah, it's tough from our vantage point right there. But they're going to get Pythons on a hold. It's going to put them back. So I think Pelham's only attempted about 36 passes on the year. I think that's because they've been leading in a lot of games. So not to say that Travis isn't capable of getting the ball in the air. We saw that in warm-ups. Likes to hoist it up top. So we'll see in 3rd and 10 at the 30 after the holding penalty as he comes out in the shotgun with trips left. Takes a snap.
That was, off.
It's going to be a false start,
I think.
And
like the whole line jumped.
Yeah. Coach Sanborn wanted another penalty, but it's going to be a false start. Looked like it was definitely going to be a pass play right there.
I'm not sure what Coach Sanborn was seeing
I think he didn't like the skirmish. Obviously, in a game like this, you got to have everything go your way, and especially if it's Emmons on the other end, you try to get him a personal foul early. You never know.
Correct.
3rd and 15. Travis looks back. He's hoisting up top. Ball is high into double coverage passes. Incomplete, and they throw a flag.
No. You hate to see it, Ben.
I don't know. That looked like it was pretty good coverage there by Foisey. Flag came out.
They've had issues with this before in the past, Ben, where that safety is just not turning. He's not finding the ball and playing the ball.
So we'll see if after they deal out the laundry, they're definitely going to march it in the favor of the Pythons. It's going to be enough for a first down, I believe. And I think in that situation, 3rd and 15, looked like he was just hoisting one up to Cawthorn and getting an athlete in, and they're going to bring out the sticks. So obviously,
it was a catchable ball, Ben, but I don't think the receiver, the intended receiver, had any hope of catching that ball, to be honest with you.
And that's a tough break early on. It's not one that the Bobcats needed.
Right. You don't cause the contact there, he's not going to catch the ball. Of course, the defensive player doesn't know that, but it's just a tough break for the Bobcats.
And it's after the penalty. It's going to be enough for a first down. Again, pass interference is not an automatic first down in high school football, so the nose of the football is enough for a first down, and Coach Sanborn's still pleading with the officials about that call. And I don't blame him. I mean, you can't give a good team like Pelham any additional help, and that time went their way. 1st and 10 after the interference. Travis sends a guy in motion. Speed sweep over the left side, and a good tackle there by Cador.
Dom Hurling, Jr., with that carry.
And Mike just made an all-state catch on his end of his roster that was blowing in the wind.
Hands of a surgeon, Ben. You know that.
I do. Sterling's Hurling, is like that 3rd or 4th back that they've showcased in this high-powered offense. I do like what I'm seeing out of the Bobcat defense early. They're making some good tackles.
They are. Yeah, they're finishing their tackles, too. It's nice to see.
2nd down and 8, ball at the 17-yard line. This time, handoff over the big fullback Emmons, and Emmons is going to keep moving his feet. And that boy is going to take at least a couple guys to get down every time he touches the rock.
Ben, he's your classic north-south style runner. Yeah. He's not going to move laterally a whole bunch. He doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Put the helmet down and just keep churning.
1st and goal at the 8 after the Emmons pickup of about 10, or Demons, excuse me. Travis this time. Demons up the middle, fakes.
The fake.
And he's going to try to take it over the outside, and a good tackle there by Ciotti. Once again, Welch helping him out, but it looked like triple option and actually fooled me, but Gianni made a great tackle there on 1st down.
Yeah, fooled me as well, Ben. Really nice job there of those guys to sniff that out.
And in a game that you need some breaks your way, see an option isn't the worst thing in the world, because that pitch could easily hit the turf and then the Bobcats have a chance, but it seemed like Travis was going to keep it all the way.
Yeah, high school football, anytime the ball's in the air, there's always that chance.
2nd down and goal, ball at the 6. 7:48 left to go here in the 1st quarter from Pelham, New Hampshire. Handoff this time, fake up the middle, and it's going to be a touchdown hurling for the Pythons.
Yeah, that looked like the identical play to what Hurling ran just a few plays ago, Ben.
Yeah, and you don't do yourself any favor. You don't do yourself any sort of favors when you give a team like this that good a field position early on. As after the touchdown for Tato on to attempt the extra point. Snap is low, good hold, kick is up. And it is good to make it 7-0 Pelham here. Your Bobcats fumbled their 2nd play from scrimmage, and Pelham took the turnover for 7 points here early on. Bobcats need an answer.
Yeah, hopefully the Bobcats can come down the field and put a drive together, Ben. Overall, I'm fairly happy with how the Bobcats played defense.
Yeah.
The pass interference, huge penalty. They've got to avoid those. We talked about that in the pregame. Got to avoid the mistakes and not give a good team like Pelham any advantage.
Yeah.
So,
and I think, like you said, the defense has been good. It's just that was just such a tough call that obviously was made against Plymouth that could have easily been a no call, and then here we go. Who knows? 4th and 15. They punt, they go for it,
right.
But it's just obviously fueled that drive. As Furtado, after his successful extra point, takes the field. 7-0 lead for Pelham here with 7:42 left to go in the 1st quarter. Furtado looks right, looks left, trots towards the ball, a high kick. Looks like Welch is going to get his hands on it. And he drops it, picks it up at the 8, tries to make something out of nothing. He's going to try to cut it up the field, and nothing doing as he is tackled well inside the 10-yard line. I think he got caught looking downfield and dropped the ball. It's going to get tackled at the 5. Tough break there for Welch.
After the muff, Welch really had nowhere to go. He tried to dance around a little bit, but might have even lost a couple yards trying to make something out of nothing. But he's a grinder. He's going to try. He's you're going to see him play hard for 60 minutes.
1st and 10 Bobcats, ball at their own 7-yard line. Diamond under center, quick snap, and hand off to Welch, and he's going to lose 2 yards. So already Diego Jimenez on the tackle. The Python's size is becoming a factor early. I mean, you look up front, they've got Jimenez, who just made the tackle for loss, number 52, Derek Muse, the senior, and then you've got 44, the fullback, is playing middle linebacker. It looks like he's just got the free will to blitz at any gap he wants. Their size a factor. It has been all year. 2nd down and 12 from the 5. Diamond this time. Handoff over to Welch, and Welch gets tackled by Hurling. It looks like Welch is playing quarterback. He's under center right now for the Bobcats. That's. I apologize for the confusion. It's a tough angle. Looks like Welch is under center for your Bobcats, and Diamond's going to check in the game. So they went to a little bit of a wildcat look to try to switch things up. Back-to-back loss is going to make it 3rd and long from the 5. So
I expect Coach Sanborn's just trying to get them away from their own end line.
Yeah.
Be my guess.
So Diamond back in the game under center. 1 back set. Sends a guy in motion. That's Cleary. He's going to drop back the pass. So throwback screen, and Brendan Johnson's going to get tackled for little to no gain, as that was sniffed out by number 23, Connor Travis.
That'll bring on 4th down and 9, Ben.
And the punting unit comes out. Parker Eastman been doing a great job, but this is a situation where you're kind of punting into the wind as well, as it's swirling. Cawthorn back to receive for the Pythons. Nossman with the snap is a high snap. Good play by Eastman. Eastman gets away a decent punt, and he muffs it. Did he make a fair catch? He clearly didn't, because that would have been a penalty. I think Nossman thought he made a fair catch. That's why he kind of went at it. That was a kind of an awkward play.
That was awkward, yeah. Good kick by Eastman. He's kicking out of his own end zone, like Ben said, into the wind a little bit, kind of coming from the players left to right. It's almost right in our face as you're listening to us or watching on TV. Pretty good kick, yeah. That was kind of an awkward ending to that play, but
that would have been nice to hop on. But
yeah.
Here we go. 1st and 10 from the 38. Travis breaks the huddle with a 3-back set. Travis takes it, drops back, takes a big drop, pass over the middle, pass is complete to number 3, Dom Hurling, and that's going to set up 1st and goal for the Pythons. It's been all Hurling so far, and he was kind of down there on our scouting report, Mike. It just shows how deep they are.
1st and goal, Pelham, ball on the
yeah, nice pitch and catch there between the quarterback and receiver. Not terrible coverage. Just a really good throw.
1st and goal from the 3. After the long pitch and catch, Travis under center, hands off to the big Demons up the middle, and Demons is just going to throw everyone out of the way and score a touchdown for the Pythons to make it 13-0 here. 4:59 left to go in the 1st quarter. So Pelham taking advantage of some field position as well as a turnover early on to make it 13-0 as Furtado on to attempt the extra point. Snap is a good one. Hold us down. Kick is up, and it is good. Well,
this is the start that we were hoping to avoid, Ben.
Yeah.
We thought it could go this way, and it has, but, the Bobcats are only a couple plays away from having changed this script. With the pass interference call early on, with that muff punt that they didn't dive on right here to start that last drive. Who knows? We'll see. Just keep grinding, right? Try to get some points on the board.
It's you pick up a couple 1st downs, maybe a score, and then a stop, and we're here. Obviously,
get Pelham on their side of the field, right?
Absolutely.
It's been all Bobcat side of the field so far. We gotta get it across the 50 and see what they can do.
Absolutely. Furtado looks over his right, his left. He drops towards the ball. It's like a slow squib kick, fielded at the 30, and Luis Estrello fields the ball, takes it to the middle of the field, and takes a knee right around the 28. Lost about 4 on the return there.
Not a position maybe he's used to being in. No. It looked like a little bit of confusion there by the Bobcat. But here we are with the best field position they've had so far.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 from the 28. Diamond is under center with a 2-back set. Diamond's going to take the snap, hit over the left side to Cleary. Cleary, good run there on 1st down. Picks up about 6 yards, Matt Cleary.
There we go. Positive yardage. That's good.
There we go. As Cleary went over the left side. Trying the right side early did not really fare well for the Bobcats, so tried it over the left side and picked up about 6 yards. As I like to see Demons trotting off the field. The more he's off the field, the better
Correct.
we are.
He's a problem.
2nd down and 4. 4:24 left to go here in the first quarter. Your Bobcats trailing Pelham 14-0 here on the road in this D2 clash. As Diamond under center, 2-back set, Matt Cleary and Dylan Welch. This time, handoff over the left side to Cleary once again. Cleary gets stood up at the line of scrimmage, fumbles the football. They're going to call him down, and Pelham doing some hard hitting early on. As a Python is down, that's Alex Carroll. He's just slow to get up, and he's going to get up under his own power.
Yeah, he looks okay. Hope he's okay.
He's going to have to come out of the game anyway because the officials blew the whistle.
Yeah,
so.
Asking for a blow.
Yeah. As well as number 52, Derek Muse's helmet popped off, so he has to come out for a play as well. 3rd down and 1 would be an important down and distance to kind of pick up here. If you're the Bobcats, ball on the Bobcats 37-yard line. 3rd and 1, Diamond under center, 2-back set. This time, Diamond over the right side to Welch. Welch picks up enough for the first down, so good execution there by the Bobcats. So need a couple of these, Mike, to kind of get our feet wet.
First time we've seen the sticks move, I think, for Plymouth.
As Welch picks
We're
up
heading the right way.
Yeah, as Welch picks up enough for the first down. First quarter brought to you by Rand's Hardware. Get the price you need and the service you want. 14-0 here on the road at Pelham. 3 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Again, your Bobcats fumbled their opening possession, and since then have kind of been fighting the field position battle, but they've put together a first down here. Ball on their own 41-yard line. Diamond, left side Welch. Welch breaks a tackle, falls forward, and picks up about 4 or 5 yards on first down. So Bobcats picking up 5 yards on first down. And again, we apologize, fighting the wind here. Not much we can do except for huddling close to our monitors as we'll do the best we can. 2nd and 5, ball on the 46 of Plymouth. 2:22 left to go here in the first quarter. This time, Diamond sends a man in motion. That's Ciotti. Ciotti coming back across the field, right to left. Diamond fumbles it, picks it up, and takes a huge loss. Jake Cawthorn drops him for a loss of about 6. That just looked like a broken play, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, great job by Luke to pick that back up as there were several Pythons circling, looking to pounce on that.
As looked like Diamond went to go pitch it back to someone and no one was there, but there we go. You know, you pick up a first down, and all of a sudden you kind of hurt yourself, shoot yourself in the foot, they say. And
right.
3rd down and 13 now at the 37.
3rd and long, and for a team that doesn't really throw the ball a whole heck of a lot, I expect to see this go on the ground again, to be honest with you.
We'll see what happens as Welch takes the jet sweep over the left side. He's looking for Lane, has some running room. Go. It's going to be a foot race, 30, 20, 10, and Dylan Welch takes it to the house. A much-needed play for the Bobcats.
Boy, great play there, Ben. I don't know if were they expecting a passing play? Certainly the formation really didn't suggest that.
A very patient run by Welch there, and it kind of looked like he was tiptoeing and just got shot out of a cannon, and Dylan Welch makes it a 14-6 ball game here on the road. 3rd and 13.
Awesome run by Welch.
He's been doing it all year for the Bobcats as the extra point attempt is coming onto the field as Nossman doing the snapping, Diamond the holding, Gianni Ciotti doing the kicking here for the Bobcats. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good for Ciotti to make it 14-7. So the answer here, we need a stop on D, and we're right back in this game.
Here we go. Good job, Bobcats. Ben, he was pulling away at the end. I mean, there was no one really near him.
And for a guy who was coming off an ankle sprain 2 weeks ago, he looks pretty good. Obviously, like you said earlier, he's a warrior, grinder. You know, I know he was kind of kicking himself for muffing that kick, but that certainly makes up for it there on the 64-yard scamper on the jet sweep on 3rd and 13.
Yeah, and you hope that this gives the Bobcats a little bit of a spark. You know, hey, we're not out of this. They go down 21-0. Now we got a problem. Now we're down just 7 points, and a defensive stop. And again, they're not playing bad defense. They're just up against a very, very good Pelham team here. So
Scott Paquette and Cesar Martinez back to receive for the Pythons. Gianni Ciotti doing the kicking. We'll see if he elects to do that squib kick, and he does. Good squib kick over the right side. Picked up by number 8, Jake Kusila, and he is kicked forced out of bounds. Shula, excuse me. Forced out of bounds by a slew of Bobcats. Logan Custance on the tackle. But they're going to take over at the 43. So obviously trying to keep it out of the playmakers' hands, but it's going to set up some good field position here for the Pythons.
Yeah, that's the sacrifice of that type of kick, Ben, is giving these guys good field position, but
not that they need it. As we've seen, Jake Travis under center, 3-back set. Demons in the backfield. Handoff over the right side, this time to number 24, Scott Paquette. Paquette is tackled by a slew of Bobcats. Looked like a gain of about 3 or 4 for Pelham. 5-yard gain.
Lassard and Foisey there on the tackles. Plymouth might have got away with a jump on that. That line was moving all around before the snap. But
trying to do that token, Coach Lamb trying to get the team to jump, and looks like Travis just went to the quick count there. 2nd down and 4, ball at the Python 49-yard line. This could be the last play of the quarter here from Pelham, New Hampshire. Travis under center. He's going to do a keeper over the left side. Has plenty of blockers in front. Obvious hold on the edge. And that's going to be coming back on a hold on Mason Lassard.
Looks like Demons on the hold there, 44 for Pelham.
Yeah, obvious hold right in front of the officials. So 16 seconds left to go in the first quarter, and they're going to march back. So that was another concern Coach Lamb had, was the ability of Jake Travis to run the football. Good athlete, like we talked about in the pregame. But Plymouth right now, their defense obviously letting up some points, but they haven't really given themselves a chance with the field position, like you said. So
yeah, Jake Travis, 10 touchdowns rushing. So very multiple threats by the quarterback there, throwing, running. We've talked about the number of running backs that they've already used here today.
Tough to keep a stat sheet on these guys.
Right, good break for the Bobcats there.
So 2nd down and 13, ball at the 39 after the penalty. Travis under center once again. This time it's going to be a double handoff counter to number 3. That is Dom Hurling. And a good job by the Bobcats not to bite on the fake. And I believe that's going to be the last play of the quarter here from Pelham, New Hampshire. Your Bobcats trailing the Pythons 14-7 here on the road in this Division II matchup. You're listening to Bobcat Football on WPNH. Welcome back to Pelham, New Hampshire. Alongside Mike Ullman, I'm Ben Cronin. The Bobcats trailing the Pythons 14-7 here. Wasn't looking good at the start of the quarter, Mike, but the Plymouth, a lot of P's. Plymouth sparked by the Dylan Welch long touchdown run, and Pelham facing a 3rd and long here.
Yeah, nice job by the Bobcats to change just the flow of this game. The energy has gone back their way. Here they come back out 3rd and long on their own 46.
Travis sends a guy in motion from the shotgun. He's going to fake the handoff, take the keeper over the right side, cut it up the left side, and it's going to be a foot race. 20, 10, 5, and he's going to skip into the end zone for the Pythons touchdown.
That escalated pretty quickly, Ben.
Yeah, I would.
Good play design. Plymouth jumped on the handoff, and Travis was able to just walk around the other end, made a couple good moves to get open, get himself freed up there. But
that was a pretty impressive piece of running, borderline effortless there by the All-State quarterback as Furtado on to attempt the extra point. Snap is down. Kick is up. And it is good to make it 21-7 Pythons here from this D2 matchup, playoff matchup. So time for Plymouth to respond. That was, like you said, that was a very quick answer there by the Pythons.
13 seconds, one play. Hey, we've talked about it so far. That makes 11 running touchdowns for the senior captain.
Yeah,
guy's legit. He's going to be a problem today. But, we'll see what happens. Bobcats hopefully respond here and get it back to a 7-point game.
So the Bobcats down 21-7 here at the start the second quarter. Second quarter is brought to you by Wilson Tire. Wilson Tire, the dependable car people all year round. 11 in Plymouth and Randolph, online at wilsontireco.com. The number 2 seeded Pelham Pythons leading your number 7 seeded Bobcats, and number 23 Logan Marsh, the freshman, and number 20 Gabe Keene back to receive. So Dylan Welch must be getting a blow off this unit. We'll see if the freshman can get his hands on the football. Kick is away, and it looks like it's going to go to Keene. Keene catches it right around the 10. He's going to take it up the right side. Keene has some blockers in front of him and is pushed out of bounds right around the 30.
Yeah, I like that return, Ben. Not a lot of dancing around. Just get south as quick as you can. Nice job. Just a nice return.
So last time the Bobcats had an explosive play by their senior captain, Dylan Welch, on the jet sweep. So we'll see if they can find something, maybe kind of use that motion and run that trap play they like to up the middle to Cleary. That might be a good handcuff here. 11:41 left to go here in the first half. Your Bobcats trailing 21-7 on the road at Pelham, New Hampshire. Beautiful afternoon for football as the Luke Diamond under center, 2-back set. Diamond up the right side to Welch. Welch has another cutback, and it's a foot race. 40, 35-30, one got to beat, and Cesar Martinez tackles him, but another good run there by Welch.
It looks like they found something, Ben. We'll see if they can keep it going. Welch came down kind of awkwardly on his knee. Always dangerous when you get tackled from behind, Ben. Let's hopefully he's okay. He is going to take this play off, probably just to catch his breath.
Yeah, he's been dealing with that lingering ankle too. That could be it. But a good run there by Welch on first down to make it 1st and 10 from the Pelham Python 20. Diamond under center, 2-back set. This time, handoff to Lassard over the right side, and Mason Lassard has stood up but keeps his feet moving. And that's kind of been the story of Mason Lassard this year is he doesn't care who's in front of him. He's just going to lower his head and try to run everyone over.
Yeah, Mason did a good job there. He's gained a lot of respect for his running lately. I think they've even nicknamed him the Bus.
Yeah.
Is able to just keep it churning,
Yeah, and he gets a blow as Welch returns to the huddle after his long run. And we've got a timeout on the field. This looks like they're going to be an injury timeout for some blood for Connor Travis. So they're going to just have to sub him out, get him patched up. 2nd down and 7 ball at the Python 16-yard line. 10:40 left to go here in the first half. Bobcats showing some life here on offense after the long run by Welch. It's going to be 2nd and 7. We'll see what Diamond has in store as he hands off to Welch. And Welch is met by
who
Evans
else?
And that's going to be a loss on the play. It seems like that's like the second or third time he's been in the snap count, and he is a load back there.
Yeah, 44 is a problem. They're going to have to find him and key on him. They've got to stick a guy in his face if they want to have some success here on offense. You got to know where he is, and it seems like coaches just set him free to come in and basically anytime he wants to just go get the quarterback.
3rd and 9 from the 18. 9:50 left to go here in the first half. Diamond under center, 2-back set. See what Coach Sanborn has in store as this time hands off over to the left side to Cleary. Cleary, good run there on 3rd and 9. It looks like he's going to have enough for the first down. Good play call there by Coach Sanborn. Is going to set up 1st and goal. I appreciate the play calling for looks like Pelham's going to have to burn a timeout as well. We're going to take a quick break from Pelham, New Hampshire, as your Bobcats are 1st and goal. You're listening to Bobcat Football on WPNH. After the Matt Cleary conversion on 3rd down, Pelham forced to take a timeout. Plymouth down 21-7 here, but got 1st and goal looking to answer the long Jake Travis touchdown run, and we just set it off the air, Mike. The Bobcats offense, this might be the best they've looked in a couple weeks, converting on some of these 3rd and longs and really executing up front.
Yeah, especially converting on the ground, something that they've struggled with throughout the year.
Here we go, 1st and goal, ball at the 6 after the Cleary run. Diamond under center, 2-back set. This time hands it off the right side to Welch. Welch is met by about 8 or 9 Pythons, and the ball comes out, but looks like it lucky to get the line of scrimmage there on 1st down. Oh, it looks like he picked up a couple yards there.
I think it was only 7 Pythons, Ben.
Oh, sorry. There was a lot.
There was a lot of them.
As after the run, it's going to be second and goal from the 5. Diamond breaks the huddle. He's going to be under center. Once again, 2-back set for your Bobcats. Diamond, handoff, left side Cleary. Cleary is stuffed at the line of scrimmage by who else but Demons and company to make it 3rd and goal.
Yeah. That's not going to work, I don't think, again. They've had a couple good runs with it, but I don't think Pelham is going to give that up.
Yep, 3rd and goal from the 3 now. As probably 4-down territory here for the Bobcats if you got to keep up with their high-powered offense.
I would think so. I don't think field goals are going to help you win this game.
Absolutely not. Diamond under center this time. Handoff Cleary over the left side. Cleary is going to be stuffed once again. Is hit immediately as a slew of Pythons. Lynch and Demons on the stop is going to make it 4th and goal from the 3. So we'll see if as Plymouth subs in Cador on offense. I'm not sure. I didn't remember him being out, so must be equipment issue or something. As Lassard also checks in the game. Big play call here from Coach Sanborn. Mike, what are you dialing up here on 4th and goal?
I think they might give it to Lassard. Guy's tough. I think he can get 3 yards here.
So actually Welch under center. Welch takes the keeper over the right side. He's going to try to cut it up the middle, and he is stuffed by Jake Cawthorn.
Ben, it looked like he had room around the end.
I just don't know if he trusted his speed there.
Yeah.
Tried to cut it up the middle, and he was immediately stuffed.
Yeah, he must have saw an opening. He thought he could get through. I mean, you only have to go 3 yards. You can almost fall that far. But Welch definitely took a big shot on that play as he's a little shaken up after that one. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 3, so not the end of the world, but you got to keep it in this end like you talked about. Great position here. We'll see
as Travis takes the ball over the right side. Carroll has some running room. Stiff arms Will Foisey and dropped by Ciotti, and it's going to be enough for a first down for the Pythons. So, obviously, not really worried there for Travis as Pelham's just methodically going through their kind of mojo, and
they get out of the end zone pretty easily there.
Yeah, as it's going to set up 1st and 10 from the 11. This time under center, ball is loose, and there's going to be a flag, probably a false start. Yeah, false start from the Pythons.
All right, we'll take it.
But even like, I feel like this year, Mike, even those fumbles have just bounced back into the other team's hands. You know, it just hasn't really
not getting the bounces.
No, last week started to see a sign of it, but we will love to save some of those for this week. That's for sure. But we'll see. Still plenty of game left. 6:57 left to go here in the first half. Your Bobcats trailing the Pythons on the road, 21-7 in this Division II playoff matchup. Travis under center, 2-back set. This time. Hands it to Carroll again over the left side, and nothing
Great
doing
job.
as Nossman and Matt Cleary on the stop. Needed something like that to make it 3rd and long. My guess is they might come out in that shotgun look once again. Last time they were 3rd and long, Travis went to the house from like 60 yards, so got to stay at home against a good athlete like that. Got to somehow force a punt here.
It'd be their first time doing that, Ben, today.
Absolutely. It's 2nd down, and 13 after the penalty. Travis drops back. He's looking deep, still looking deep. Hoists one downfield, got to be picked off. And Cawthorn makes an unbelievable catch, 40, 30, and he's going to be tackled by Keaton Woods. As
Ben, we got mossed.
Yeah, that was a
ball a little bit underthrown. The receiver had to come back to try to catch that. Who was that? Foisey?
Yeah.
He was in position. Good defensive play. He was turned, looking the right way, so he wasn't going to get a pass interference call on him. And who caught that for Pelham?
Jake Cawthorn, number 12. He's an all-stater in basketball too.
Yeah.
And
well,
you can see
he's got some ups.
1st and 10 after the jump ball conversion there is Travis under center this time. Handoff over to Demmons, and Demmons is looking for someone to hit, and he is going to rumble into the end zone for a Python touchdown to make it 27-7 here in the first half. You just go back to that pass play. I said it during the call that was a ball that you got to at least bat down, if not pick off. And
yeah, the quarterback. We actually looked at this guy before the game. He puts a lot of air under the ball when he throws it, and that ball was in the air a long time. I really expected that to get batted down or intercepted.
Snap is down. Hold is up. Kick is Furtado is no good on the, so it's going to be.
There's been some real big chunk plays, Ben.
Yeah, for both sides. But the problem is Plymouth then had a big chunk play that was, had a big chunk play and didn't execute. And I feel like the Pythons, they have big plays.
We're not taking advantage,
yeah,
and they are, and I think that's the difference. We're not getting many breaks. And we've got one turnover.
Yeah, that's going to be one that one that's going to kind of haunt Coach Lamb, that play right there on the pass, and it was like his 3rd option. He just hoisted it up.
Yeah, he did have a lot of time back there to throw the ball. It almost looked like he was getting hit, though. He kind of just threw it up.
Lassard and I just saved a laptop over here.
His laptop almost went for a ride.
Lassard and Gabe Keane back to receive, as we haven't seen Welch since he kind of hobbled off the field after that big hit he took from Cawthorn. So we'll see if we see him on offense.
Yeah, he's up and walking around, it looks like.
As Furtado kicks a squib end-over-end kick that's fielded. And Tyler Dekatowski wisely takes a couple steps forward and then takes a knee. So we're going to set up field position right around the 32. So decent field position for the Bobcats.
Yeah, Ben, the Bobcats are right there. I know the score is not indicative of how they've been playing. They've been playing a pretty solid game so far.
As we've got 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. As Luke Diamond trouts over from the call from Coach Sanborn. Not to say that this is a must-score possession, but we're kind of teetering towards chasing points here with a very high explosive offense. So you'd like to see a score maybe before the half to kind of make things.
Absolutely.
As Diamond under center in a one-back set, Mason Lassard. Welch gets sent in motion. It's going to be a handoff over the right side of Welch. Welch is going to try to turn it upfield, and he is just pushed out of bounds. And he takes out the official as well. And it looked like the patience ran out of play as Jake Travis makes a tackle, the quarterback. It's going to be a loss of.
Ref putting himself back together. Looks like he's okay.
Little yard sale on the sideline.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell where the spot is.
Ben, I like them trying to get the ball out to the edge. I feel like Dylan Welch has had some success out there. More so than just running, trying to get through the middle.
That time, tried to get it outside. He ended up losing 8 yards on the play. So
that's the gamble.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he can certainly lose yardage, but
you got to start thinking about gambling a little bit here. 5:22 left to go in the first half here. Bobcats trailing 27-7. Diamond under center. This time, hands it off up the middle. And looked like to Cleary. Trying to get a number on that.
Yeah, the players are in a tough spot here for those listening on the radio. We're having a hard time seeing who's carrying the ball.
Might have to go to the monitor here. That's something I haven't been able to say, but nice. 3rd and 14, 4:56 left to go here in the first half. Second quarter brought to you by Wilson Tire. Wilson Tire, they're the dependable car people all year round. Lebanon, Plymouth, and Randolph. Your Bobcats trailing 27-7 here, and Diamond comes out in the shotgun. This is new. Sends a guy in motion. And looks like it's going to be a decision. It looked like they jumped off sides, and Javon kind of reacted, so we'll see what the call is on the field. Bobcats came out in shotgun, and they are going to it looks like they're going to get Kador, for jumping off sides. So it's going to be 3rd down and 19 after the penalty. You think they were setting up a pass out of the shotgun or just kind of showing gun? And I think we might find out here, Mike.
Every time we guess, we're wrong, Ben. So
yeah, I've been wrong for the 6 years I've been
wrong
doing
more
this.
than a right.
My
looks like a run.
Shotgun. Sends a guy in motion. He's going to look that way. He's got him open. Pass is high, and it is picked off by, I believe, the quarterback, Jake Travis. Just throwing it into the wind.
We've got some laundry on the field, Ben.
I think it might have been
Can it go our way?
Judging by the reaction, it's an eligible man downfield.
Yeah.
So
not a well thrown ball.
No, and
underthrown.
Plus wind.
Not very tight into the wind, which is only going to make it kind of wobble even more.
So
I like the play, Ben. I like the call. He was there. He was open.
Just a little too late.
Late in getting it to him, I think.
Absolutely, and I like the play design. It just a little late developing.
Right.
After the Jake Travis interception, Jake Travis under center in a 3-back set with Demmons right behind him. He's going to drop back to pass. He's looking deep. He's going to take a shot. High, wobbly throw to the corner pylon, and passes once again caught for a touchdown. And once again, that's Jake Cawthorn just taking advantage of that.
A lot of good
matchup.
Jakes on this team.
Yeah.
The Jakes are having a good afternoon down here in Pelham.
Cawthorn over Foisey for the quick touchdown for the Pythons.
I guess that's the game plan, is just throw it high and let them go up for a jump ball, Ben. Foisey was there. He saw it. He actually had good position on him.
Yeah. So after the touchdown, after missing the extra point, they're going to keep the offense on, attempt for 2 this time, give it to Demons, and, I mean, he's going to be
surprise there.
2-point machine to make it a 35-7 ball game here. So as Coach Sanborn pleading for his guys to not give up. 35-7 here from Pelham, New Hampshire. Just been
it's been all Pelham today so far, Ben.
So far, I think with a team with a little bit different personnel on the outside could take advantage of those lofted throws that Travis has. You know what I mean? And not to say that they're bad, but he's just doing his job and letting his athletes go get it. But I could easily see those being, tipped or intercepted.
Those could have easily gone the other way.
Absolutely.
Intercepted or at least knocked down.
After the successful 2-point try, Furtado is going to kick it deep to Keene. Keene is going to catch it right at the 5. He's going to try to take it up the left side. Keene's got some blockers and makes a good cut, and a flag is down in the vicinity of holding. Might be holding.
Possible hold. I didn't see any blocks in the back.
It's a good run there by Keene.
Yeah, Keene doing a nice job.
So we'll see what the call is. And they're pointing to a spot, so it looks like it's going to be a hold against the Bobcats, would be my guess. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at calling or predicting plays. I'm good at predicting penalties. Not to say that that's a feather in my cap, because that's fairly easy, but after the hold, that's going to march the Bobcats back, and 3:54 left to go in the half. You'd hate to give the Pythons the ball back before halftime. Obviously, they get the ball to start the second half, but you'd hate to see them get their hands on the football one more time before this half.
So if you're Coach Sanborn, you think you run it here and try to chew as much as you can?
I mean, the other thing is you're kind of going into the wind, and obviously that affected the last throw that we tried. So, yeah, I'd say go back to running. And actually, Jake Sanborn into quarterback for the Bobcats. So Coach Sanborn making a change. He's going to hand it off up the middle. Good run there by Welch. And it's going to be a foot race. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Bobcats, Dylan Welch.
Another great run by Welch. Again, kind of getting it more to the outside of the field, stretching these Pythons out. You've got 44 in the sitting there center of the field, D-back. Tough to get by them, tough to run through them. You're not going to do it. And they've had some success moving the ball left and right.
And that was a good-looking foot race there. We had Welch and Connor Travis. That was fun to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, give credit where credit's due. Dylan obviously is just
Dylan
playing.
Seems to be healthy again. I don't think he's 100%, but he's going to grind it out. He's got, I'm guessing he's got 150 yards or 120 yards on the day so far.
Ciotti to attempt the extra point, and it is good to make it 35-14 here from Pelham, New Hampshire. The good news,
we gave him the ball back.
I was just gonna say the good news, we got a touchdown. The bad news,
they've got 3:41 left.
They've got 3:41
to put more points.
So we'll see if the Bobcats can come up with a stop or something.
I'd love to see the Pelham punter at least once today.
You think we'll see him? We almost saw him, and then we didn't. But
yeah, it's a beautiful day down here in Pelham. Sunny, 75 degrees.
Yep, and
most of the leaves are down. The field
feels like August.
Field is
still
green.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I should have packed my sunscreen.
Right,
it's November.
Yeah, especially you.
Yeah, well, as we know. 35-14 here after the Welch 80-yard touchdown, and Ciotti going to be kicking away to number 3, Dom Hurling this time, and number 24, that is Scott Parquette. This time, high pooch kick is going to be fielded and downed.
All right.
At the 23 by Connor Travis.
We'll take it.
Yeah. Ball at their own 25, so they're going to have to go 75 yards here in 3:39.
a very fortuitous bounce on that kick.
How
And
about-
hopped over a couple players. They weren't sure who was going to grab it.
How about just one time hopping off a helmet and get
Right.
into the hands of the Bobcats? We'll see. You know what? I don't mind watching Travis throw the ball. I just think one of these times we're going to get our hands on
I'd
one.
prefer him to throw the ball if we're being honest.
Absolutely. Demons on the sideline getting a blow, so we'll see the handcuff, one of the handcuffs for him. We'll see who's running the ball here. On 1st and 10, Travis under center this time. Handoff to Carroll over the right or left side. He breaks 3 tackles.
Oh, come on.
A 4th tackle, 40, 50, cutback, 40, 30, 20. Matt Cleary is going to push him close to out of bounds, and we'll see if the mark.
He had to have gone out.
He did not go out of
Oh,
bounds.
come on.
Stayed in bounds the whole time for a Pythons touchdown, and you said it best. Just some pretty poor tackling there by the Bobcats.
Yeah, they had an opportunity to wrap him up for little gain. We saw what he did. He just broke free and toe-tapped down the sideline. Cleary, captain, not giving up. Tried to run him down. Almost got him, shoved him. Thought he got out of bounds, but didn't.
So that's going to be 41-14.
Missed his last one.
High snap, good hold. Kick is up for Tato this time, right down Broadway to make it 42-14.
3:24 left in the first half. Your score, Pelham 42.
I can see the just offense is so explosive, and I mean, what other than a turnover, I can't, not that Plymouth's defense is.
Not a lot of flaws for Pelham so far. I guess you can say they can throw it, although none of his balls have really looked that great, kind of floaters. I don't think that's the wind. I just think he throws a really high ball. And when they're underthrown, they certainly have a chance to be picked off. But the running is just incredible.
I think I got to assume this is the most points in a half I've seen. I'm trying to think back. I've seen them certainly give up, but I've got to think back a couple of years ago. I think it was 2016. St. Thomas had an absolutely loaded team, and I think the final might have been, they were close to 50, but we'll see. Pooch kick up the left side. This time, Foisey lets it go out of bounds.
Smart.
And
Kickoff goes out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
it's a smart play, but I don't like the ball in the air for that long.
Right.
So Coach Sanborn electing to take the encroachment. So deja vu, Mike. The good news, I think you gotta try to go in the half.
A lot's happened in the last 20 seconds or so, Ben.
Yes.
We've had a couple scores. Maybe Plymouth can rip off another one. Have you ever seen a game with so many big plays?
No, not in a while. A couple of years ago, Plymouth had a team that they had explosive plays all over the field. That wasn't that long ago. They ended up winning the state championship. Jake Sanborn under center, 2-back set. That's Dylan Welch and Matt Cleary. Sanborn this time takes a snap, handoff up the middle once again to Welch, and Welch is stuffed by Demons and slow to get up, and he is down. We're going to take a break here from Pelham. Your Bobcats trailing 42-14. You're listening to Bobcat Football on WPNH. Welcome back here to Pelham, New Hampshire, as your Bobcats are trailing 42-14 on the road in this Division II opening round matchup. Alongside Mike Ullman, I'm Ben Cronin on the field. Dylan Welch being attended to. He's just been, giving it his best out there, Mike, and we know he's not 100%. I think he's finally could be at his wit's end here.
Yeah, I think he's finally kind of hit the wall, so to speak. Dylan's not the type of player or the kind of young man that's going to give up. So to see him down, you could just kind of read his body language when he kind of rolled over, and it was like, oh man, I'm done. Yeah. So I won't be surprised to maybe see him call it a day. He's had a heck of a day, that's for sure.
Heck of a season too. Obviously, second in the division in rushing on a team that never really established that second guy. So to be a guy that's just cued on so much, and to still have the season he had, it's tip the cap to him. And obviously, a great kid on top of that makes it all the better as he's being attended to. Bobcats take over after the Alex Carroll long touchdown run, and like you said, and I'll touch upon it. I think it was 2018 or 19. Or excuse me, earlier, maybe 2017. The Bobcats, they had a team. It was Colby Moore, Connor McGowan,
Will Lambert,
Wes Lambert.
Well, Lambert.
Wesley was on the team. Garrett Maycumber, Jordan Dosen, Benny Olmstead was a quarterback. But the
Farinas also.
The Farinas, Nolan Farina, obviously. And they were about as explosive as a team that I've seen.
Yeah.
And had athletes all over the field as they're trying to help Dylan up to his feet. But since then, I can't remember a game where we've seen so many big plays like you touched upon.
Right.
As Welch is going to be helped off by his teammates. Kind of tough to see what he injured.
Yeah, walking on both feet, just real slow.
I know he took a shot to the ribs, Mike, on that loss earlier that was on the far sideline. That could be something, but we'll keep our eye on it. I venture to say we may not see him again the rest of the afternoon, so we'll see if...
Well, yeah, and especially in a game that's so lopsided. I hate to say it, but it's
his probably the last football game.
I don't know how much he can contribute to the team at this point. Keep him as healthy as you can.
So Sanborn takes the call from Coach Sanborn. 3:11 left to go here in the first half. Your Bobcats trailing Pelham 42-14 as Lassard checks into the game with Matt Cleary at back. 2nd down and 9 from the 36. Sanborn, handoff up the middle, and
Cleary up the middle.
Looks like it's going to be Cleary, and Matt picks up about 4 yards to make it 3rd down and 5.
I think Cleary's going to have a busy afternoon, Ben. Him and Lassard, two-headed monster for our second half.
So we've got a timeout by Pelham, and wonder if they want to stop the clock to try to get the ball back here. Now, I know it doesn't look like a sportsmanship thing to do, but if you're Pelham, you've got to kind of look ahead a little bit and make sure that you take care of business here. Another score does put them in the running time, so I wonder if they're going to try to get the ball back, get the running time, and rest some of these playmakers for next week. Just something to think about. I know it kind of looks like a...
Yeah, and with their ability to score quickly, Ben, I think you're probably right. Stop the clock, get the ball back, try to drive, and put some more points on the board to get that running time.
Probably what they have in mind. Obviously, they have some pieces to make a deep run at this thing. I watched them a little bit on film as Jackson Rainier actually checks in the game. I've watched them a little bit on film, and they're a lot faster than they looked on film. 3rd down and 5, ball at the 41. Jake Sanborn sends a guy in motion. He's going to drop back the pass, and he is sacked by Ricky Lacoste. And I wonder if Pelham's going to take their last time out. No, they're not. So it's going to be 2. They're going to get the ball back with about 1 minute and 50 seconds to go, as Cawthorn, who already has a bunch of big plays on the afternoon, is going to look to get his hands on one. We know he can catch it because he's been doing that all week. So we'll see if he can, as Parker Eastman on to do the punting. 2 minutes left. Eastman takes a snap. Punt is away. It's a short punt into the wind. Cawthorn watches it bounce out of bounds.
44. Coach Sanborn not happy about that. They had Demmons just laying on top of the Plymouth player, not letting him up, just kind of
Kean Woods.
pinning him.
Yeah, it was Kean Woods, and I'd say probably Demmons has about 100 pounds on Kean Woods.
Yeah, he's given up some size for sure.
Not what you need if you're Pelham. You know, not that that's necessarily a dirty play, but you don't need that.
You want to win the right way, and you just hope that this game doesn't get chippy, because it's certainly going in that direction.
1st and 10, ball at the 36 for Pelham, looking to put up the elusive 35-point lead as Travis comes down the gun, sends a guy in motion. He's going to take the snap. It's a handoff off the right side. Flag is away. False start.
Far side of the field, yeah. I think it's probably a false start.
False start against Pelham's going to back them up. How aggressive do you think Pelham's going to be here with their play calling?
I think they want to get in the end zone, Ben.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see some passing.
We'll see.
They probably want to get out of bounds, too, and stop the clock, or just get in the end zone. That'll stop the clock, too.
1:49 left to go here in the first half. Pelham leading your Bobcats 42-14. Travis drops back. He's going to hoist one, and he fakes. He's going to step up in the pocket, sidesteps the third guy, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and he's going to take it up the left side. That time tackled by Foisey. There is a flag down. Wow.
Against the Bobcats?
Absolute sidestepping.
52's got a problem with his helmet, Ben.
I'll tell you what.
That's a third time.
It might be a penalty. I know there's in college. If your helmet's off, you can't engage in a
Correct.
play.
Yeah, you've got to get off.
So
get
it
out
might
of the
be
play.
a penalty on him. We'll see.
Yeah.
Because illegal participation, they're calling it. So.
Yeah, it's a good rule, Ben. Keep the kids safe.
I was actually watching a college game. The only reason why I know that is because the guy got his helmet ripped off and then ran for a touchdown, and they had to call it back because he was supposed to put himself down. That's a tough one. I mean, the kid obviously is tough. He was willing to go out there and play without a helmet. 52.
No one's questioning his toughness. Just keep your helmet on, please.
That's a personal foul. That's going to be 1st down and 25. 1:37 left to go. That's one that kind of get tough to get mad at. Double handoff. Ball's
loose.
And Travis picks it up. He's going to get tackled for a big loss by Nossman. So.
And just when you think you've got him.
I know, he just picks it up. Just need something like that to go the Bobcats' way. All of a sudden, the play callings become a little less aggressive as it's 2nd down and 29.
Well, I expect him to go to the air here.
1:05 left to go here in the first half. Yep, comes out in the shotgun. Twins right and left. Takes a snap, handoff over the left side, broken tackle, and tackled by Kean Woods for a loss of about 2. And Coach Sanborn's going to take a timeout.
Yeah, Jake Shula on that carry. Good disguise, right? 4 wide receivers out there. Surprised at the call a little bit.
Yeah, and Coach Sanborn going to take a timeout. Hopefully try to set up maybe a punt block or something along those lines. But 51 seconds left to go here in the first half. Pelham is leading your Bobcats 42-14. Third down and 30.
All right, Ben, I'll put you on the spot. What's
Oh,
Pelham going to do here?
Well, I think I would know. Well, let me think about this.
All right. Well,
so I'm going to narrow it down to 2, and then I'm going to call it right before they snap. I think they're either going to run the ball to try to force Plymouth to use their last time out, or they're going to just hoist one to Jake Cawthorn and try to make a play again downfield. Those are what I'm going to – so – and looking at the formation, I'm going to say he's going to try to hoist one up to Jake Cawthorn.
All right. Let's see if you're right.
So that means he's going to run the ball. 3rd down and 30, ball at the 15. Sends a guy in motion. He runs the ball over the right side. Carroll is going to cut it back and finally is tackled by a slew of Bobcats, and it's going to bring up 4th down, and Coach Sanborn's going to use his last time out. So I still think if I said he was going to run it, they would have thrown it.
Yeah.
You called it. You definitely put me on the spot there. Got to try to set up a punt block here.
Yeah, they've got to send everybody on this one.
And just
send 11.
We did do it in the first half, though. I believe this is the Pelham punting unit that's out in the field.
Oh, okay.
So something we think that, I mean,
I don't know what it looks like.
I don't even know if they know what it looks like. 4th down and 20. Again, Coach Sanborn called a timeout to set up something before the half. Jake Cawthorn's going to be doing the punting for the Pythons, and Plymouth sends out number 23, Logan Marsh, the freshman, out to receive. Logan, a good athlete. No way they would fake a punt here, would they? There's no way.
With Jake Cawthorn, maybe.
Yeah, so Cawthorn takes a good snap, punts it out of bounds.
Sideways.
And
in golf, we call that a shank.
Yeah, I know that pretty well. Gust of wind here. Apologize for the feedback on our end, and a mediocre punt is going to give Plymouth pretty good field position here.
At best.
Looked like a fairway medal out of me.
Right, yeah, blame it on the wind, right?
Yeah. The wind cheater. As Bobcats take over after the botch punt at the Pythons' 42-yard line. So we'll see how aggressive Coach Sanborn here.
I think we got to start seeing something go in the air, Ben.
Jake Sanborn under center, 2-back set. It's Jackson Rainier and Matt Cleary. Sanborn drops back to pass, takes like a 10-step drop, and he is sacked for a big loss and Coach Sanborn's going to use his last time out. I apologize. I thought that he used one early, but he must have not. So that's kind of what you get there. And 8-yard loss. I wonder if he'll go back to the air here. Might as well, right?
You know, Ben, I'd like to see them go for 6 yards, 7 yards. We don't need to throw a home run ball here.
Yeah.
You're sending 2 receivers out. Pretty easy to cover.
Yep.
You know, Pelham had 4 or 5 guys covering 2 receivers, and they were both kind of on go routes. There wasn't really anyone,
unfortunately,
doing anything short or underneath. And you know, if you're not a great passing team, I don't know. I guess I don't. I'd rather see him get some shorter passes. You know, build some confidence, then maybe throw in long, but.
Yeah, I agree, and it's as Diamond checks back into the game, under center in a 2-back set once again. Luke Diamond drops back to throw, and he's rolling to his right, and he's electing to run it, and he's got a good run, and he's knocked out of bounds. So good run there by Luke Diamond, and there's a flag on the play on the far side. Looks like in the area holding.
You're really good at calling those penalties, Ben. I'd be shocked if you're wrong.
I have been wrong before. Oh, they're going to pick it up.
All right.
That's good, though. I'm not mad that they're picking up people at home. I'm just mad that Mike jigs me once again. and give credit where credit's due there. Luke Diamond made the right decision.
Yeah, that was great.
Throw in. And
I like that little rollout.
Yeah.
He kind of froze the defense, was able to get out around Demmons, who I know Luke can outrun him.
Yeah, and that's one area where if he's outside the hashes, he doesn't really help you out. second and 3, 14 seconds left to go here in the first half. Pelham leading your Bobcats 42-14. Diamond drops back the pass, cuts it up the middle, and he throws the ball behind him. And
play the whistle, 44.
And that's going to be a late hit. It's going to stop the clock, too. It should.
Ben, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
A couple things. I got the first thing. Diamond, the sophomore, needs to know that he never should throw the ball behind him, and I think he's going to learn that right now.
You think he's going to get some coaching?
I think he is. The second thing is that's, 44 for being a good player. He doesn't need to be doing stuff like that.
No, and I hate to say it, but he's that guy. He's that guy on their team, and there's no doubt he's passionate about playing football, and he plays at 110%. There's no doubt, but there's just no reason to behave like that.
Yeah, there's and then there's the it just takes away from it too, and he's a good player. But we saw it at Laconia. Remember, the kid wanted, after the whistle. And and that's going to end the first half. Pelham 42, Plymouth 14. When we come back, we'll bring you the halftime show. You're listening to Bobcat Football on WPNH. Welcome back to halftime here from Pelham, New Hampshire, as the 7-seeded Bobcats trail the number 2-seeded Pelham Pythons 42-14 in a pretty lopsided effort. Alongside Mike Ullman, I'm Ben Cronin, sitting here with Pemmy Baker TV as well. Bringing you the coverage here from Pelham, New Hampshire, as it's halftime. And Mike, to say this has been kind of a one-sided effort would probably be an accurate statement. The Pythons came out and just asserted themselves early and often here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, the Bobcats so far not able to charm the Pythons in the first half. I don't know if they have an answer today, Ben. This team is, I think it's probably the best team they've faced this year.
Yeah.
Maybe not. But it appears so far.
Yeah.
Just a very explosive team. We haven't seen enough of the Bobcat offense to know a lot about the Pelham defense, but we have seen them have some success on the ground running. Haven't thrown the ball a whole lot, which is typical for Plymouth, which is fine. But now with what appears to be Dylan Welch out of the game, I haven't confirmed that, but it did look like he was without pads on over there, getting some work done by John Beruli. It's going to be a challenge here in the second half.
Yeah, and I would be shocked. He does not have pads on, and he's definitely wincing and getting looked at. So he's been kind of the bright spot with those 2 long touchdown runs for the Bobcats. at this point, a lot has to happen quickly for the Bobcats to get back in this football game. Pelham getting the ball at halftime. Bobcats started the game with a fumble on their first series that set up some good field position. When Plymouth kind of weathered that field position storm, they were in a game down 14-7 with 3rd and long, and then the Pythons executed on a long touchdown run. It's been all of them ever since.
The second half just got away from them a little bit. Quarter. The first quarter was a lot tighter, and with some scoring for Plymouth. And in the second quarter, just all Pelham Pythons both through the air and on the ground. They talk about next man up, Ben. I don't know what that is for Plymouth with Dillon being out. They certainly have some serviceable running backs. Just no one that is used to kind of carrying the weight like Welch has all year.
Yeah, and I know, Matt Cleary is capable. I don't think he's a 20 carry guy, though. I think he's an 8 to 10 carry guy. And
right,
Mason Lassard, I still think he's an 8 to 10 carry guy. They don't really have an explosive weapon on the outside. So Gabe Keane, again, he's pretty one-dimensional using his speed. So it'll be interesting to see how they try to mix it up here in the second half. I just don't know if they have enough in the tank to get themselves back in the game.
Do you think they start throwing the ball a little bit more and taking some chances? I mean, I hate to say it's out of reach, but it probably is. And that's coming from a former Bobcat. It's tough to watch them have a deficit like this. This has certainly been lopsided and one-sided, although early on Plymouth was having some success stopping them. They haven't been able to stop the Pythons from scoring, and that's the problem. If Pelham's going to put up 70 points, Plymouth just they can't compete with that.
No. And we talked about in the pregame, Mike, their goal was to try to keep Pelham's offense off the field. Well, I don't think that was executed as well as they would have hoped, as Pelham hangs a 42 spot on them in the first half, as we're listening to the Pelham marching band execute some pretty decent tunes here.
They've got some formations going.
Yeah.
They're sounding tight.
So here from Pelham, New Hampshire, a beautiful afternoon for football. Plymouth with a 28-point deficit here at halftime. I just hope on our end, and it started to towards down the stretch. And the last thing Pelham needs, if they're going to make a run at it, is kind of penalties that you can avoid, those late hit personal foul penalties that are unneeded. Not necessarily this week, but if you're looking down the road and you're playing a better team, that could cost you.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I was thinking about that before as we were ending the half. You go up against some of these better teams, and I'm sure that coach is letting him know, hey, we can't do this. We need to start practicing this now and implementing having discipline now, because then if you don't, it becomes habit, and they can't afford to do that against some of these powerhouse teams.
You're telling me being the 2 seed, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, is such a disadvantage because this season especially, the top 3 teams, Guilford, Belmont, Pelham, and Sauhegan, 2 of them have to face each other in semifinals. And unfortunately, Pelham, drawing the 2 seed, is going to have to inevitably face Sauhegan, the 3 seed. So you're telling me a dead ball, personal foul, free 15 yards isn't going to benefit Sauhegan's offense and Romy Jane and that quarterback?
Right.
And it's habitual. It is habitual. And, we pinpointed Ethan Demmons, the stud fullback they have. But if he's going to do that stuff against Sauhegan, it's certainly going to affect the outcome of that game. No business for it. The best football teams you see are those teams that do it the right way. And not to say that Pelham isn't, but I would.
No, it's and to Demmon's credit, I did see him lift one of the Bobcat players up off the ground and extend a hand. So I'm not saying he's a bad kid, but you got to know better. And every team's got one. Bobcats play a clean game. I don't see them doing that. Even when they've got a team down 42-14, they're not pulling that kind of stuff. But I'm sure he's getting coached up and being told by the coach, hey, we got to knock this stuff off, because this is the type of game, Ben, that can get away from you, and you don't want to see it. You don't want anyone to get hurt. And hopefully the second half can be a good, clean, half, and win it respectfully.
Yeah, and we talked about it, Mike. Pelham was calling timeouts to end the second half to get that 35-point lead. Why is that important? Well, it starts running time. And the reason why we said was because they can't afford to lose any of these playmakers. The quarterback has been impressive, but guys like Hurling and Carroll, all of a sudden they lose one of those guys in a 28-point ball game, and it's kind of one of those head scratchers. Well, why is he still in the game? Cawthorn, especially, he's been maybe the best player on the field, leaping up, making catches, and doing it all for the Pythons. Even Demmons, the big fullback. Not necessarily you need him, but they're going to come out and try to get that 35-point lead here and try to stay healthy. As we know, injuries are such a huge factor here in playoff runs for high school football teams.
Yeah, it'll be interesting also to watch how long, once they do get that lead, are they going to keep their starters in? Are they going to try to run it up on Plymouth? Hopefully not, but, it's football, and it's, this isn't the minor leagues anymore. This is Division II football, and I think it's, like Plymouth had in the game last week, they were able to have a lead and then kind of practice some things that it almost became a scrimmage at that point. And so you wonder if Pelham is going to stay with their starting units out there or start to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah. Again, from halftime here from Pelham, New Hampshire, your Bobcats trailing the Pelham Pythons 42-14. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have second half action here from Division II playoff football. You're listening to Bobcat Football on WPNH. Welcome back here. 3 minutes left to go here at halftime from Pelham, New Hampshire. Your Bobcats trailing the Pelham Pythons 42-14 in a pretty one-sided effort. Mike, we just got done talking about, what kind of Pelham was talking about at halftime with cleaning up some of those personal fouls and whatnot. Let's look at the flip side here. If you're the Bobcats, you're obviously reeling after playing a pretty one-sided half. If you're Coach Sanborn and company, what kind of message are you sending your team at halftime?
I think it's to go out and just play a clean game, Ben. I don't think you can improve your team a whole lot from this point. There's games, and I know you've played in them. I've played in them in different levels of sports, and there's not a whole lot of coaching that's probably going on. I think it's, play a clean game, play it the right way.
Yep.
We're here as a 7 seed playing a 2 seed. I don't know if he's going out there saying, hey, let's go have fun. I don't think he's rah, but I think it's, I don't think he's getting on the guys hard. I could be way wrong, but I don't know that, I don't know how you motivate him to continue to fight hard. And the seniors, obviously, it's going to be their last game if they can't come back and win somehow. Yeah. So I think, it's play hard. It's do it right. And it's play it for your seniors.
Yeah.
It's let's finish the year, with some class and let's go out fighting.
And one of those things, too, you talk about a lose-lose situation. Well, you got a core of seniors who knew that going in was going to be a pretty young team. And it's tough to hear, that this is a 2-year process when you're on the way out. But some of these seniors have really anchored the success they've had over the last couple of years, and that's easy to celebrate. But obviously, we talked about it a little bit in the pregame. I didn't think that the Bobcats thought they had a chance to sniffing the playoffs with this young core, but a lot to be excited about over the next couple of years. A lot of sophomores in the program, a lot of juniors, and some of these freshmen that have played significant JV time. They're really excited about. And Bobcats are going to take the field here. To start the second half, Pelham's going to be receiving the second half kick. So, again, if you're just joining us, Pelham 42-14 lead here to start the second half. Hanging a 42 spot is obviously pretty impressive, and they did it both running and throwing the football, kind of all facets of the game.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of special teams activity. Nothing, no trickery, no fake plays, no real disguises. It's just been pretty straightforward football with a real impressive and efficient offense by the Pelham Pythons here. So, I hope the Bobcats can come out and let's see them stop them a couple times on defense. Let's work on some things. I know it's silly to say, but let's work on some things in getting ready for your future.
Yeah, and I think some of the frustration that Coach Sanborn expresses is just with execution stuff. Things that you practice day in and day out.
Things you can control.
Yeah. And it's not so much the effort, because as we know, they play hard week in and week out. It's just that simple. You know what you're doing. You know how to do it.
Right.
And you just didn't do it. Well, why? It's just
the talent that you have. There's nothing that you can do now. There's nothing you can do about it tomorrow. And that is what it is. That's the team that they have out there right now on the field. So, to your point, take what you have. Let's not make mistakes. Let's play within ourselves. Let's play good, hard, defensive football. And, let's play the second half better than we played the first half.
Absolutely. And 2 minutes left to go here. They added a couple of minutes on. All-State running back Dylan Welch probably not going to play the rest of the game. Sustained an injury in the second quarter, so we'll see some different backs getting some action here for your Bobcats. Again, they're going to be kicking off to start the second half. Pelham receiving up with a 28-point lead and a lot of question marks. I've seen Souhegan, I've seen Belmont Guilford, and I've now seen Pelham. Again, point-wise, Belmont Guilford sustained the first seed just based off of the point system that Division II football has. But in my opinion, and I'll let you articulate on what you think, if I had to rank those three teams, I think Belmont Guilford might be the third best.
So I had the pleasure of calling this game and Souhegan at Souhegan and with Coach Brickley. So was I with you? I was with him at Bo. Yeah, so I did see Souhegan, and they were impressive. I did not see Guilford Belmont play, unfortunately. I just, I'm looking at this team, and I don't see a lot of flaws in it. I think they're certainly going to go deep, and I wouldn't be surprised if the winner of this game and probably what's going to be eventually Souhegan goes on to
playing
to win it.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that they have to meet in the semis, but I mean, Belmont Guilford, that quarterback is probably going to be the player of the year. Jalen Reese, or Isaiah Reese, Jalen's his brother who plays wide receiver. He was, and you think about the MVP, the most valuable player, Pelham has 5 or 6 guys that are easily all-state guys.
Right.
Belmont Guilford probably only has 2 or 3, but they certainly have the most important, because if Reese went down, then their dynamic and the way they were calling plays would just be totally different. And then Souhegan on the flip side, they had about 4 or 5 playmakers.
Souhegan was big. Souhegan was a big, fast. They get to the edges of the field. They get to the sidelines quick, and they're just big. And this team for Pelham, I don't think is. We talked about 44 a bunch today. He's pretty stout, but none of these guys are like big. They're tall and they're fast. I haven't really seen them make a lot of mistakes.
And obviously, Sauhegan has an X factor. Romy James spinning the ball there. He was impressive. So Ciotti going to kick off to start the second half as a squid kick over the left side. It's going to be fielded by Cesar Martinez. Going to field it right at the 4. He makes a cutback, makes another cutback, a third cutback, and he is off to the races. He's got 2 guys to beat, make it over the right side, and he is going to be pushed out of bounds right around the Plymouth 45-yard line. Cesar Martinez with a good return there for the Pythons.
I think that was Logan Custance that finally got him.
LC's made a couple of tackles on special teams.
He was the last. He was the last man to beat, and gave him a good shot.
Yeah, LC. Special teams warrior here for the Bobcats, and Martinez, an impressive run, brings it all the way to the Bobcat 35. So here we go, 11:49 left to go here in the third quarter. 1st and 10 Pythons. Travis takes it, snap up the middle, this time to number 8. That is Shula. He handcuffs Demons, who's right now not in the game, so maybe already starting to see that substitution process. And who knows? It could be a punishment for
or was it disciplinary?
Yeah,
we don't know.
As Demons on the sideline next to coach is not in the game. Shula picks up 3 yards on first down to make it 2nd and 7 from the Bobcat 31-yard line. Comes out in that 3-back set. This time, counter up the right side to Carroll. Carroll is going to pick up close to a first down, or hurling, excuse me.
I think he's got it. Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah, they're going to move the chains there. Hurling on first down, or on second down, picking up the first. Eli Crane on the tackle for the Bobcats. Has pretty methodical play calling here by the Pythons. 1st and 10 from the 24. See is some confusion at first. This time, handoff right side to number 24, and a good tackle by Ciotti. Number 24, Paquette, on the carry.
His first touch today, Ben, so you wonder if we're going to start to see some of these guys get some action here as we're...
Which, I mean, it's smart, right? You don't, like we talked about at halftime, you can't really afford sustaining a avoidable injury. Just... Coach, I think
right. You don't want what happened to Dylan Welch to happen to this team if they're going to be moving on to play another week. So
absolutely, as 2nd and 6 ball at the Plymouth 20-yard line. Travis takes a snap, handoff over the left side to Shula. Shula this time breaks a slew of tackles and trips up over. Looked like tripped up over the 10-yard line, and is kind of.
Crane able to finish him off.
Yeah, but tripped up over himself, and Eli Crane makes another tackle, but it's going to be 1st and goal to go. So looks like over the left side to Shula once again. Shula is going to break the plane for the Python touchdown. As
an extra point here would give them that 35-point lead, Ben. Do you think they go for 2 or?
No, I think they kick it. Furtado's missed one, but he's been pretty reliable this afternoon, kicking with the wind. So we'll see as Cawthorn doing the holding for the Pythons. Snap is down. Flag is away, and the kick is away.
The flag on the triathlete.
So we'll see as they sort the laundry. That had plenty of distance on it. They're calling offsides on the defense. It's a dead ball encroachment. So they're going to move it up a yard and try it again. So again, 9:42 left to go here in the third. Pelham looking to extend this lead to a 35-point lead. As once again, Snap is good. Hold is down. Furtado's kick is up, and it is good with plenty of leg to make it a 49-14 lead. That's going to activate the running time. Third quarter brought to you by Plymouth Hannaford, Hatch Plaza, Tenny Mountain Highway in Plymouth. Open early and staying open late every day to make things easier for you. 9:42 left to go here in the third quarter, and it's been all Pelham this afternoon.
Ben, we're joined by the Pelham Python cheerleading / dance team.
Where did they come from?
They came from a tournament down in Massachusetts this morning.
Oh, so
we're not sure how they did, but they're dressed pretty sharp, and looks like a pretty fun little group
ensemble. As
very sparkly, a lot of bedazzling.
Furtado this time kicks it deep, and it looks like it's going to be Gabe Keene on the receiving end. He drops the ball, picks it up at the 5. He's going over the left side, and he's still taking up the left side. He's going to run out of bounds as there's a couple of Pythons down. As we know, those special teams plays can be a little dangerous at times, but
Mason Lassard grabbing at what looks like maybe his wrist or arm.
Yeah, he was tangled up.
He was the one that laid that good hit blocking for Keene.
As number 24 checks into the game for the Bobcats. Tristan Patridge is going to be taking over for Lassard as he came off shaken up. So Coach Sanborn diving deep into the
well
to get Patridge to on 1st and 10. Diamond under center in a 2-back set. Looks like the run over the left side to Patridge, and Patridge, good run there on 1st down. To note, looks like Pelham's keeping their first unit defense on the field, so not really sure why. .8:22 left to go. 2nd and 1 after the Tristan Patridge 9-yard carry.
Yeah, as Ben mentioned, the clock is now rolling. You won't see that stop, so this could get a little quicker here in the second half.
Yes, Diamond handoff to Patridge, and Patridge breaks another tackle. Another good run.
Nice job.
He's tackled, but enough for a Bobcat first down. 2 good runs by Patridge.
And more, yeah.
So hitting the hole hard and doing some good running there for the Bobcats.
7:44 left in the third quarter.
So going back to our discussion earlier, I think I would assume that Sauhegan's going to take care of business. I want to say they're playing Hanover, and they beat Hanover earlier this year pretty soundly. So, and you never know. I'm just assuming. But as on 1st and 10, Patridge is now hit for a loss. But you got a team, and Pelham's going to end up playing the winner of Bow. Maybe it was Bow and Hanover?
Bow and Hanover,
yeah,
correct.
So who's Sauhegan playing?
Sauhegan's playing Kennett.
Oh, Kennett. Oh.
Guilford Belmont drawing the 8 seed St. Thomas Aquinas.
Yeah. So Kennett's an interesting team as they beat Plymouth, but Plymouth was down guys. You never know what Kennett team's going to show up, and that's a situation where they might be a tough matchup for Sauhegan. Who knows? On 2nd down, 11 ball to 29, 6:48 left to go. Diamond hands off to Patridge, and Patridge is absolutely smoked by Aiden Lynch. Lynch has been a guy who also is making a bunch of plays for Pelham.
Yeah, Demon's also in on that tackle. He's back in the game.
Yeah. Again, this is the first unit D for Pelham, so.
Yeah,
3rd and 12.
I don't think we'll see a whole lot more of this first unit, Ben.
Well, never. Yeah, I hope not, for both sakes. But 3rd and 12, ball to 28. Diamond takes a snap, handoff up the middle to Cleary, and Cleary is going to be dragged and hit by, I believe, Lynch once again. So 4th down, Coach Sanborn's going to send the punting unit out. Right thing to do. Cawthorn back to receive for the Pythons. A 4th down and 8. You think they
fake? No.
No, I don't think so either.
I'm just wondering how far our Cawthorn's going to return this ball.
Snap is a wobbly one. Parker Eastman's kick is a good kick. And Cawthorn picks it up, and he is met by a slew of Bobcats as there's some extracurriculars going on as Kean Woods gets tangled up with Travis. As flag afterwards might be against the Bobcats. We'll see.
Look at that.
So you hate to see this get chippy, but
Bobcat with his helmet off right now.
I think that's
Personal foul call going against Pelham.
so. Pelham's going to get docked for a 15-yard personal foul penalty on Connor Travis after the play.
I didn't see it, Ben. I think that's Keane with his helmet off.
As
He doesn't seem. Does he know that he doesn't have a helmet on?
I don't. I think that might be. It could be the ball boy too.
Where is it?
It could be the ball boy.
Oh,
That's
it's definitely the ball boy.
Yeah. Oh. As the backup quarterback for the Pythons happens to be Alex Carroll, so he's going to move the quarterback. However, I mean, he's still a very capable playmaker.
We watched him throw before the game, and he was throwing some absolute dimes.
Yeah, 4:46 left, and Alex Carroll under center. Looks like that's the only change happening right now. And he's going to take the snap, hand off to Shula once again, and he is tackled by a couple of Bobcats. Going to be a gain of, I can't tell from here, gain of a couple, gain of 3. So we got a spotter / cameraman / audio tech, Dan helping us out from Pemi TV today.
Dan the man.
It's a jack of all trades. 2nd down and 7 ball at the 26 of the Pythons. Carroll under center. 3-back set. Handoff, right side. Shula breaks a couple of tackles, dragging some Bobcats, and he's going to have enough for a 1st down. Hard to believe a kid running like this is like their 6th or 7th option.
Yeah. We've called his name a bunch. That was Will Foisey to bring him down.
Yep.
We talked about it before the game, Ben, how deep they were in the backfield, and certainly proving us right here today.
As 3:30 left to go here in the contest, or excuse me, in the 3rd quarter. And Carroll handoff up the middle once again to Shula. Shula is tackled. Looks like a gain of 5 or 6 yards.
43. Gain of 5 on the play. Stop made by Boise.
So Foisey again on the tackle.
2nd and 5.
2nd down and 5 ball at the Pythons 43. Alex Carroll taking over for quarterback on the afternoon Jake Travis had, which was a pretty successful one, to say the least. Here we go, 3-back set, Carroll under center. 2:48 left to go in the 3rd, and it's going to be a double handoff up the right side, and that is Dom Hurling. Hurling, 40, 30, 20. He is going to be tackled inside the 10.
Looks like Cleary wrapping him up.
So,
well, he's had a couple big runs today, Ben.
Yeah, and he's obviously one of their starting backs, so they're clearly not ready to
Yeah, they've had a lot of success with that double handoff or sweep, but getting it kind of out around the end, getting wide, spreading the field, and getting some good downfield blocking as well.
So Hurling goes for about 45 to make it 1st and goal once again for the Pythons. 1:56 left to go here in the 3rd quarter as Alex Carroll gets a call from the sideline. It's going to be a 3-back set. one wide receiver, sends a guy in motion. He is going to hand it off up the left side to Shula. Shula once again is going to be in for the Python touchdown. His second of the afternoon to make it 55-14.
Shula had a really nice cutback there to finish that run.
Yeah,
showing his ability to kind of work east and west as well. He's a pretty versatile runner. He's got speed. Not using their fullback.
Yeah.
Demons right now. It looks like he's just been assigned to defense for the remainder of the game.
Furtado's kick, once again, is good to make it 56-14. So, once again, Pelham has not elected to take majority of their offensive starters out. Shula's running the ball. And Carroll's taking over a quarterback, but the rest has remained
pretty much the same.
As Bobcats are going to get a chance to bring the offense out onto the field here.
We talked about this before the game, Ben. They've got 4 running backs that carry the ball with a lot of success. So it's not like they have their clear number 1 or number 2 out there. They've got, you go down the line and you've still got guys that are very good at running the ball. So
their depth is just
like how far down can you go? It's just almost impossible to get.
So Furtado just kicks a low seed out of bounds. Almost looked like by design. And
that was a toe hook, Ben.
Yeah, toe hook. Not my miss.
For a righty.
After the 35-yard line is the Bobcats' starting field position for this drive. And now you see Pelham starting to make some substitutions on the defensive line as Cawthorn and Demons get subbed out on D. Oh, never mind. Just Demons.
Just Demons.
As there's a timeout on the field. Pelham's going to take a timeout. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Bobcat Football on WPNH. Give me 5. Here we go on 1st and 10 from the 29. And it looks like a false start. Welcome back. Yeah, it's going to be a false start.
False start against Plymouth.
Here we are in false start to start the, the drive as one of the Bobcat offensive linemen jumped. It's going to make it 1st and 15 here from Pelham, New Hampshire. Again, your Bobcats trail the Pythons 56-14.
With running time, Ben, this might be the last play of this quarter.
Might be. I'm not going to confirm nor deny because I will eventually get it wrong. As 40 seconds left, Jake Sanborn under center on 1st and 15 from the 29. He's going to take the snap, handoff over to Patridge, and Patridge is tackled right at the line of scrimmage by number 6, William Nichols, the sophomore. Billy Nichols.
Maybe a yard on the play, 2nd and 14.
So Sanborn gets the call from Coach Sanborn. Last week,
they're going to be able to get this off, Ben.
Mike, last week Jake Sanborn was playing against Sanborn under Coach Sanborn. It was a lot of that going on. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Your Bobcats trailing here from Pelham, New Hampshire. You're listening to Bobcat Football on WPNH. Here we go, start of the fourth quarter as Sanborn under center in a two-back set. He's going to take the snap, hand off over the left side to Cleary, and Cleary is going to be tackled by, try to get a number for you. So after the Matt Cleary run there on first down, it's going to, or second down, it's going to make it 3rd down and 4, ball at the 42. We'll see what the Bobcats have in store here. Wonder if they'll let Sanborn throw the ball. And
why not?
Yeah, sure, right?
All right.
Sanborn under center. Two-back set, 3rd and 4. Takes a snap. Handoff over the right side. Good run there on 3rd. I believe it is Matt Cleary. So Matt's still playing hard as we expect.
1st down and more.
So it's going to move the chains. As the Pythons have gone full second team, which makes sense. 10:47 left to go here in the fourth quarter from Pelham, New Hampshire. Bobcats and Jake Sanborn under center in a two-back set. He is going to take the snap, handoff over the left side, and this time Matt Cleary is stuffed. And number 50, McKinnon Jr. on the stop. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Fourth quarter brought to you by Patty Stewart & Associates. Let's Patty Stewart & Associates help you navigate Medicaid, Obamacare, and any other health issues. Call today or set up an appointment, 536-3691. Sanborn gets the call under center, two-back set.
I think Landon Fogg just checked in.
That would make sense. And he gets the handoff, and it's going to be a scoop and score for the Pythons, number 38.
They recovered and returned in for a touchdown by number 78.
78. To make it.
Not on the roster. Didn't make the roster.
No.
I'm guessing that's his first touchdown ever.
I'm going to kind of assume that. So after the fumble, scoop, and score, that's going to make it a 62-14 ball game.
You hate to see it, Ben, but good for the young man for getting a score there. His teammates are giving him a bunch of high fives. That's good stuff.
So Furtado on to attempt what seems to be his 9th extra point. Snap is down, hold is up, kick is up, and it is good.
Fly like a bird. Furtado.
Yeah. good track, underrated track. 63-14 here from Pelham. Oh, did he miss that? Or they just didn't put it up. I don't. Either way. So here we go from as Furtago on after the successful PAT. As this always kind of happens, Mike, with the second unit and whatnot.
A little confusion. Yeah. Where do I go? What do I do?
What do I do with my hands?
Yeah.
Furtado looks right, looks left. Back to receive Marsh and Gabe Keene this time. Marsh is going to get his hands on it. Marsh drops it at the 10, picks it up, tries to return it over the right side, cuts it back to the left. He's going to get tackled right around the 15. So we'll see if they can kind of make an adjustment on the offense, as last time was scoop and scored to make it 63-14. Again, sorry, we're battling the elements here. At least it's a beautiful day here, Mike.
It's gorgeous out.
Can't beat it.
Can't beat it. Furtado's just a kicker. You don't see that a whole lot.
So I
don't mean just a kicker, but he only kicks.
I wonder if they have historically had members of the soccer team.
Oh, yeah.
So, Danny Carey did it.
Yeah. Adam Sinclair, going back to my old stomping days, was a kicker.
Fogarty did it for a couple years as the handoff over the right side, Diamondback in at quarterback. Fogarty did it. Lucas Johnstone did it.
Sure.
So,
All right, take it back. It happens all the time.
It doesn't happen all the time, but I'm not going to say you're wrong without telling you you're wrong.
Right.
And he could just be a kicker. But he's done all right this afternoon. 2nd and 7 after the Matt Cleary 3-yard run.
Yeah, it's 63 now. They did put that point up on the board finally.
Yeah. As Diamond under center, 2-back set. It's a shift left to right, or right to left, and the handoff is going to be to Landon Fogg. Fogg is tackled at the line of scrimmage. It'll be interesting to see next year what Coach Sanborn decides to do with the quarterbacks, because Luke Diamond, sophomore, Jake Sanborn, sophomore. So you wonder if you could convert one to a different position.
Right. Right. I mean, Jake's got some height. I remember coaching him as a kid, and he was always one of the taller kids on the team. So maybe they could move him out to receiver.
Yeah, maybe. As toss sweep to Fogg over the right side. Fogg's going to try to break it to the outside. He's got some good run, and he's going to get enough for a first down.
Fogg over the right side.
There's also nothing wrong with a little healthy quarterback competition.
Yeah, and I know they're
honest.
pretty close friends too. So,
Yeah.
and I know they cheer for each other. Obviously, they're good teammates and good kids. So, and I know they're excited about some other kids they got in pieces coming up. So, we'll keep eyes on that as they're going to get to work in the off season and kind of let this one marinate.
Sure.
And kind of use it to fuel, as we know, as 1st and 10 after the Landon Fogg run. Ball on their own 32. 6.5 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter. Toss sweep to the left side, and Fogg is crunched by a slew of.
Yeah, it hit hard. Muse in on that tackle.
The sophomore, good hit there. Second down and 8.
Another run here, Ben?
Yeah, I don't see why not, so that means they're going to pass. Here we go, 2nd and 8. And, of course, they drop back to pass. Pass is caught.
Good ball.
On the right side to LC Logan Cousins. That is just too comical. I can't buy one. LC with a catch.
Can't buy a break.
And it was a good ball there by Diamond.
Kind of a run formation too.
You just set me up for failure sometimes.
What I do?
You know,
keep you on your toes, Ben.
Here we go. 1st and 10 from midfield after the pitch and catch to Logan Custance. Under center is Luke Diamond, 2-back set. He's going to toss sweep again. This time it looks like Matt Cleary. I could be wrong. Nope, it is Landon Fogg.
Landon Fogg. Wrong again.
Landon
Cleary,
Fogg.
I'm guessing he might be done for the day as well.
Well, he's jogging off the field. He was in on that play. As he jogs off, he's replaced by
Keene coming in.
Yeah, Gabe Keene.
For Fogg.
So Fogg running hard. 4:30 left to go here in the contest.
Is he a Thornton kid?
Landon Fogg, I don't know. He is not a Thornton kid. Don't know where Landon Fogg is from. 2-back set. This time, run up the right side and nothing doing. That was Eli Crane, stuffed at the line of scrimmage by Billy Nichols. That's just such a good name, Billy Nichols. Loss of 1, 3rd and 4 at the 42.
That's a movie star name, Ben.
Yeah.
You can do a lot of different things with that name.
Yeah.
Billy Nick.
Yeah.
Love it.
As under center this time, Diamond fumbles it, pitches it.
He put his knee down,
He was
I think.
down. The toss sweep was going to go to number 42, Ben Valenti, the freshman, who they're excited about. 4th down. Wonder if Coach Sanborn, he's going to keep his offense on the field?
Sure.
3:16 left to go.
Are you going to run it, Ben?
I'm going to plead the 5th. and have some choice words for you when we go to commercial break.
Okay.
4th and a long 4. 2:57 left to go here in the contest. Diamond under center, 2-back set. This time, Diamond fakes the handoff. Looks, he rolls right. He's going to get sacked, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. Intended receiver was Dylan Veazey, and he was covered. So
Veazey probably not 100% healthy today. We talked about that in the pregame. Hasn't gotten any catches today that I'm aware of.
So
been a decent outside threat for the Bobcats all year.
I wonder if this is a situation where you see victory formation because the clock is still running. I would hate to see anything malicious here by the Pelham coaching staff, but
right.
So again, after the turnover on downs, Pelham's going to take over. They're going to move on to the semifinals of the Division II playoffs, as they are going to run a play. Carroll under center, 3-back set. Carroll sends a guy in motion. Handoff is going to be up the middle and stuffed by a slew of Bobcats. Nick Muse onto the quarterbacking. Billy Nichols on the carry.
Of course.
So 2 more plays, and that's going to be it.
It was really a beautiful day, Ben.
Yeah, it was. And thanks for hopping on. We'll go through a couple of thank yous as Pelham's in the victory formation. They're going to take a knee. And I just want to, before we, quick post game, thank you, Gavin Brickley and Mike. Thanks for joining us. I know you're going to be signed on for next year too.
Thanks for having me. I'd love to.
Friends over at Penny Baker TV helping us out as well. Recipe for success, and I think we're going to be back here again this next year, Mike. Maybe not in Pelham, but I think with this young unit, we got something to kind of build off of here. Hopefully they can have a good off season, and then we can find ourselves back in the playoffs and kind of use this as some fuel. As Pelham's going to watch the clocks hit 0, and that's going to do it here from Pelham, New Hampshire, as your Bobcats drop their playoff opening round game to the Pythons. When we come back, quick recap. You listen to Bobcat Football on WPNH.
Once again takes a knee. As time winds down, that will bring us to the end of your ball game and your final score. Your Pelham Pythons 63, Plymouth 14.
Oof.